subscribe to our channel of like fluid. Here we are again with Burrows, carrying on with Ken's route at the moment. He, of course, if you're paying attention, actually got an update recently, which we're not seeing in this episode. I haven't had time to get there yet, but that will be coming up soon. And then I know Mark got an update we need to play through at some point. And then we can see where we're going with the rest of the routes in this. I'll definitely be playing them on my own time. Maybe on the channel we'll see how scheduling is going and what we can do there. But if you remember, they were trying to get some food at a diner. Apparently someone called the cops on Ken. So let's see what happens from there. Colt looks nervously at Jesse. He nods and we calmly walk out into the parking lot.
I said get off my bike, motherfuckers!
Uh-oh. I break away from the other two and speed towards the bikes, only to see Ken surrounded by those punks from earlier. Tony's sitting on top of Ken's bike, brandishing a switchblade. The other two canines have Ken flanked on either side.
See, I was gonna let you guys off with just a warning, but you kinda pissed me off, Cat. Me and my boys don't take kindly to newbies coming into town and bossing us around, especially not on our own turf. Don't care. Get off my bike.
He laughs, stroking the metal hull affectionately with the blunt side of the knife. I can see Ken flinch every time the blade scrapes against it.
I will say, you got good taste, Ken. This bike's a real beauty. It would be a shame if something happened to it. Do it and die.
The Vulpine starts cackling, soon followed by the rest of his gang. Ken, what do we...
Shut it. This is my problem.
Oh, is your little boyfriend worried about you? Well, ain't that sweet? It's a shame that fella's called the heat on you. We could all go out. But I guess old Tony had to be satisfied with just...
Stop.
Doing...
Don't!
This.
I cringe at the sound as he drags his knife down the side of the fuel tank, even the jagged line of silver as the black paint is scraped away.
You're dead! Ken, no!
I lunge forward to stop him. I feel myself pulled back by strong arms.
Jesse, stop! Ken, he's...
I think I'll be alright.
Huh?
I peek over his bicep and see Ken throw one of the canines to the ground with one arm, while holding one by the neck with his other. He slams the first dog's head against the pavement and stomps on his chest, knocking the wind out of him. Before he can get both hands on the other one's neck, Tony jumps on top of him from the bike, flailing his knife wildly.
Watch out!
Huff. Without hesitation, he knocks the dog and Tony's skulls together, throwing the fox off of him. The knife falls to the floor and slides under a nearby car.
Shit!
Ken throws the dog against another car, breaking the window and sending shattered glass everywhere. Tony falls to the ground, his hands instantly peppered with tiny glass shards. He rolls onto his back, clutching them in pain as Ken stands over him.
Fuck!
Ken kicks him in the ribs a few times, the loud thumps echoing throughout the empty parking lot.
Son, he's already beaten. That's enough.
Ken ignores them. He sticks his boot underneath Tony and flips him over, his bloody limbs flailing like a dying bug.
But please. It's enough when I say so.
He kicks an arm away and stomps down on it, pinning it to the ground.
Yeah.
Ken! Tony tries to scrape him with his other arm, but that too is pinned down. Ken now standing on him with his entire body weight.
Gonna break them? Maybe.
My trance is broken by the sounds of sirens getting closer.
Ken, stop! We have to go!
Ken turns back to look at me. He almost looks disappointed. Shrugging, he turns back to look at Tony. a snivelling, tear-stained face with the fear of God in his eyes. Ken then crouches down, with even more weight on Tony's wrists. He cries out, writhing and kicking like a child. You like damaging people's property, huh? You think that makes you a man? You're nothing. With a final stomp, I hear a wet crack as the fox's right wrist is broken. His cries turn to screams, and I desperately try to break out of Jesse's grasp. Wait, no, we can't get involved. I can't just sit here and watch this. I turn to look at Colt, who's been quiet this whole time. He's paralysed, shivering in fear at the entire display. Colt! It broke, just like that. I hear a whip and focus back on Ken. He's pulled a knife of his own out of his jacket. See, I was gonna just let you off with a warning. But you kinda pissed me off. What are you... Ah! What's happening? Ken? Jesus, stop! Jesse finally releases me and runs over to Ken, pulling him off the kid. Ken doesn't protest, his face cold and emotionless. Now you're my property. I pull myself off the ground and sprint out to see blood all over Tony's heaving body. A crude K had begun to be carved into it, the wound trailing down as Ken was pulled away. He lies on the ground panting, trying to clutch his chest with his broken wrist. His detached hand sways like a rock sitting in a bag of skin. My stomach lurches and I lean onto a nearby car, feeling the world start to spin. What the fuck did we get ourselves into? The sirens are getting louder. We have to go, now! I refocus and see Colt already on his bike, motor revving. Jesse nods and lets go of Ken, running for his bike. I limp towards Ken, who's breathing shakily. Ken, why? He's just a kid. I see him squirming on the ground, clutching his chest, and wince. So was I. Huh? Let's get out of here. He pulls me towards his bike and throws a leg over, fishing the keys out of his pocket. Are you sure? He rolls his eyes as if this was a casual turn of events. Yes. Now get the fuck back there. I need you with me. Okay. I thought we had an agreement. This is different. Huh? Who are you? Never mind, come on. He helps me up and I hold onto his hips as he starts backing up, the wheels crunching over the broken glass below us. Take a final look at the mutilated fox. He looks back at me, eyes red and full of tears. I mouth, "I'm sorry," as we speed off into the night. Well, that was dramatic. I readjust my ensemble, checking my reflection in the dark glass of the window. Awfully bold, a little ruffian, to call me a clown when his paramour fits those oversized shoes far better. The whole ordeal has left me quite vexed, to be honest. Damn it all. Good Lord, this place is unsightly. Looks like I have to perform an impromptu inspection of the property. Well, I could use some entertainment. Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm not the type of landlord who rifles from my tenants' personal belongings. However, that underprivileged marsupial owes me 3 months' rent. And I've become quite savvy at guessing where people tend to hide their valuables. First things first. The couch. If you even call this thing a couch anymore. I've seen sacks of flour with more volume. The possum-shaped dent across its length suggests the nature of their relationship has gone south. Ouch. Oh, good for you, girl. Keep the bed. Alright, now for the dirty work. Yeah, I'll need to remove my gloves for this one. I don't want any parasites hitching a ride in my delicates. Nothing to write home about. I'll bet Simone was looking for this hairpin, though. I'll leave it on the coffee table for her. She's never been short on rent. Not to mention the show's bringing a ton of customers at La Chaise Bleue. I pay her, she pays me. Simple. If the mutt breaks his back doing odd jobs and working at the rail, I have to pay for his shack, despite regularly squatting here. Anyway. What's next? The kitchen? No, I doubt they're the type to hide family heirlooms in the cookie jar. That just leaves the bedroom. Well, at least I can return the hosier I borrowed from Sim. Mom, I adore you, but your largest and most glaring flaw was keeping your ex-lover around. And I'm given no choice but to meddle. Oh, how I tried to warn her, taking in the pathetic street urchin, trying to right what was wrong. But John, she said, this must be fate. It's finally come back to me after all these years. Listen, hussy, men, much like herpes, will always come running back. Drawers are empty. I guess he took his personal items before he fled. All right. Let's check his laundry. Hopefully someone taught him how to wipe. Well, he raised his tail for eggs, so I'm sure his toes twinkle enough to have learned that lesson. But then again, who wouldn't for a man like that? He's grown to be so... No. We'll move beyond that, yes? No more living in the past. Let's see now. Huh? What's this? There's a sea of crumpled paper under his desk. I'm pretty sure Ed was holding a note when I walked in. What are these? Love letters addressed to a third secret lover? I unfold one and give it a quick scan. To my loved ones, I am sorry for disappearing without notice, but this is something that simply must be done with haste. Oh dear. This is worse than I thought. He's chosen to abandon this mortal coil without paying me any recompense. That scoundrel! All right, that does it. This calls for a more business-minded individual. Let me go fetch him. There he is. God, I am one handsome devil. 10 years ago I'd have been flattered with him entangled in a silly love triangle. But now, I know better. I heard Mammon's words ringing through my mind. Always get the cash up first. Come to think of it, I doubt that coward actually went through with the whole ordeal. Oh, I bet Simone is out in this mess looking for the whelp right now. If that Charles fellow really is dangerous, I can't let her run into him. My heart isn't completely made of stone. Out of those three stooges, I'll always put her first. She's clearly the ace in this deck of cards. She has the body, the talent, the personality. Heavens, it really is a shame I'm a queer. I shield myself from the endless onslaught with my cape, careful to avoid stepping in the waist of the rabble. I'm going back to the bar because I want to help Simone, not because of what that nut told me. And if that sulphurous swamp fellow tries to get fresh with me, well, I have little Lucy here. Right between the eyes. That seems quiet and usual. There must have been a rain. In any case, I swing open the door to my establishment to find another door. What the devil? I certainly don't recall having any additions made to the entrance in the last hour. Okay, no more absinthe before noon. No matter, I'll simply go through here and everything will be... This is getting ridiculous. I don't know whose idea this little prank was, but my patience is thinning. No response, but I know someone is watching. This hallway is even drearier than the last. I refuse to see what lies beyond. The simplest solution to this game is simply not to play. Au revoir. Thankfully, I left the other two doors open, allowing me to waltz back outside with ease. I can tell that whatever did this, is displeased. The air rumbles with discontent, and I can't help but chuckle. Come now. Whatever your goal was, you had to do more than mere parlour tricks. I'm pushing it, but time is of the essence. Hey, Jean, is that you? Simone's voice coming from the alley around back. Jean, it's Charles. He's got a gun. Please come quick. It's him. Ah! This is an obvious trap, but that's undeniably Sim's voice. Against my better judgment, I trudge into the alley. My trigger finger stays at the ready as I bash the door open with the business end of my cane. Show yourself, beast. Silence. Come now. I'll make you into a handbag, you filthy rapscallion. Once again, this isn't my bar. This isn't anywhere. Salut? Was another business that shared an alley with us? I know I'm getting old, but... I gently closed the door behind me. Now the only source of light left is a sickly red lamp burning in the distance. Whatever kind of place this was, it had seen better days. The tables are covered in sterile white sheets, haphazardly pushed towards the edges of the room. What, did I miss the square dancing contest? What the fuck is going on here? A booming, deep voice sighs, the room rising and falling along with it. Looky here, son. It wasn't supposed to be this complicated. That's not Charles. Show yourself, clown. It responds with a hearty chuckle. I almost lose my balance as the floor shakes under me. Usually folks just walk straight into the place without any second thoughts. Makes my life much easier. I grip Lucy's trigger. You being who exactly? You can call me Virgil, son. Charmed. Why don't you show yourself so we can go over this man-to-man? I cock Lucy loud enough that anyone in the room would notice. A portly rabbit steps out of the shadows, donning a rather kinky mask. His eyes. Oh, what is this? I usually get invited to these kinds of parties ahead of time. Huh. Trifling as you are, I can't but be impressed with your intuition. So I'll cut to the chase. I tap my feet, faking a bravado. You're looking for Grey, correct? Yeah, don't show your cards early. Oh, is that his name? More or less, if it'll get that gator off our back and keep Simone safe. Unless you'd like to pay in his stead. hear other voices laugh along with Virgil. Shit, he's not alone.
Oh, you're a feisty one. Well, as luck would have it, I can take you to him. Huh? Yeah, I just need to walk through this here door.
Are you kidding, right?
At this point, I wish.
He's starting to get annoyed. Good. Is this going to be a whole thing? Should I pack a suitcase?
No more fooling around. There's no trick. He will be past that door.
All right. But if he's not, I'm collecting his missing rent from you. Watch out, rodent. I'm coming for your ass.
Christ, he finally skedaddled. You picked a live one, didn't you? I got me on something a wee bit stranger. Sounds just like you. And you, pretty boy?
Yeah,
whatever ups the ante. I just want to have fun. So, I'll stay double or nothing. There's a roundabout way of enjoying himself. And you? Ah, yes, the type who just wants to see how the game ends. All lovely contenders. Well then, let the games begin.
Ken's been quiet for a long time. The sirens in the distance are barely audible now. Only the oppressive hum of his engine fills the air around us. I looked for the other two, if I could peel myself off of Ken's back. Guess he didn't get the memo I'm still a rookie when it comes to riding shotgun on a raging death machine. After that happened, it's no surprise they took off as fast as they could. Then dawned on me how tense I am. I tried to relax my muscles. Ken inhaled sharply as the grip around him loosens. Sorry. I can feel a growl vibrate through his body. I don't care. Why did you have to go so far? Still silent. I'm not saying you shouldn't defend yourself, but you already won. The cops would have... Don't. I choked back the rest of my words. His voice is dripping in malice. Just don't.
You didn't know shit about me yesterday, but you agreed to stick with me.
Yeah, but...
As you know, going forward the better. Don't start trying to...
Fine, fine. I sigh into his back. He's right. He warned me and I ignored it. There's no fixing what he did to that fox. Deep down you have to feel some empathy for him, right? So was I. What did he mean by that? But I'm not supposed to...
Ow!
Something is pricking my face. No. Burning it. It suddenly crosses the threshold from mild to intense pain, and I pull my face back only to see... Ken's jacket is starting to singe. Tiny bits of burnt leather flake away, turning to ash in the wind. Ken! Something's wrong. Stop! The view around us is changing, warping into something twisted. Ken! Tiny flames start to lick across his shoulders. Oh God, oh God. My hands are fused to his side. Maybe my body is just paralyzed. All I can do is watch helplessly as the blaze starts to creep up his neck. He sits there stoically, his gaze refusing to break from the dark road ahead. Is he somehow not noticed? Impossible. It's already reached his face. Fuck. Ken! The sky cracks open with white lightning and the wind around us begins to howl with the voices of the damned. Crude humanoid figures come into view in the distance. I cry out, hoping it's someone who can help us. But their heads don't turn. They only sway back and forth on the rope they're hung from. Row after row of the condemned passes. The last of Ken's face is engulfed in fire. The embers singe my face. The smoke burns my eyes. I can hear his skull cracking like a twig in a campfire. It's too late. The smell of burnt flesh fills my nostrils and something inside me finally breaks. A mouse stuck in a burning house, a rabbit choking on fumes from a forest fire. That primal survival instinct kicks in, my body starts to move on its own. I have to get off. I need to get away from this scent of death. Burning rubber, leaking gas, scorched motor oil. It's coming from Ken's body. Oh God, it's all that's left of him. That a body can be reduced to such an unnatural state. I can't take it anymore. The bike starts to swerve. We're going to clip the side of the road. I don't care. There's no point to any of this anymore. Ray? Huh? The ground is above us. Ken! We flipped over. We're dead. He's got me? But we're... Are you fucking crazy? We're alive? Some rocks had to get into my back, but aside from some scratches, I'm alright. I'm sorry, You... Was it all a hallucination? It felt too real. I can still smell the smoke lingering on his clothes. He's holding me tightly. A little too tightly. Ken, I'm okay, really. Fuck you. Huh? I feel tears hit my cheek. You fucking idiot. His shoulders start to shake. Never wiped out before. I was always careful. I wasn't trying to... We're too close to lose it all now. Ken? Fuck. Sorry. His shaking becomes violent and he starts rocking back and forth. Ken! Damn it all. I feel his breath against my neck. His eyes are full of fear, wide open and blinking. Shh. We're okay. He sniffles, his shaking getting worse.
I thought I was going to lose you.
I don't know how to process that. He's not thinking straight right now. I already told you, didn't I? I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, Gray.
You already showed me what to do when this happens. Remember? His breathing seems to stabilize for a moment. He takes a few seconds to respond.
You mean in that place you mentioned?
Yep. You were scared I was going to disappear then as well. He quietly listens. I keep talking in a hushed tone. Well, you kind of knew that everyone was going to disappear.
I really said that?
I nod. I didn't believe you. I'm sorry for that.
Can't blame you.
You even let me pet your head.
What?
I go to show him and he shoots up, hissing at me.
Fuck off.
There's the Ken I know.
Heh.
He gets up, brushing off grass and dirt. He looks around.
Looks like we fell in a ditch. It's a miracle we made out with only a few bumps.
I glance up and see smoke coming from the road above. Only the soft glow of a single street lamp lights the path back up.
Oh, my bike.
My heart sinks as the gravity of the accident kicks in.
Shit, I'm so... Hey, you've apologized enough. That's fine. Let's hurry back so we can check that.
Suddenly the sound of sirens fill the air and we both freeze in place. Ken whispers me through clenched teeth.
We're too slow.
Are they still tailing us? We have to be at least 5 miles out of the town by now.
I don't know. Let's...
Hello, anyone down there?
A deep male voice echoes across the valley, amplified by a megaphone. Shit. Ken, what should we do? I turn to see him crouched down, hands over his ears. Ken?
No. There's no way.
Ken? He hauls himself as he starts to shake again.
How could he be here?
Who?
Hello?
Ken twitches to the sound of his voice again. Ken?
Not again, not again, not again, not again!
He rocks back and forth on his heels, muttering to himself. Damn it. It was brave for me. Time to return the favour. I'm going to go talk to him.
Huh?
I'm not going to mention you. Just stay here. If something happens, just run.
Why are you...
I owe you one. I squeeze his shoulder and look towards the source of the noise. Besides, after what happened in the Golden Place, I never want to see you make that face again.
Okay, just...
I'll be fine. He nods and I start my way up the dimly lit slope towards the flashing lights. It's more steep than I realised. I need to use the tall grass to pull myself up without losing balance. The headlights of the cop car practically blinded me by the time I reach the top.
Ah, survivor, God bless.
Ah! A gloved hand is stretched out towards me and I grab it before I can tumble backwards.
Pardon? My name's Officer Hopkins, but you can just call me Frank.
I find my balance and dust myself off.
What's your name, son?
Gray. His eyebrows raise for a moment before his usual demeanour takes over.
Well, ain't that something?
What a small world, I tell ya. After giving me a once-over, he pulls out a notepad, nodding himself as he jots down something. Grey possum. I got it. You on drinking tonight, were you, Mr. Grey? Nope. He leans a little too close and smells my breath. Checks out. Oh, hey, you sure got lucky, kid. Seen tons of accidents on this road and you came out better than most. Great. I've had your bike's not as lucky, but our guy's out of commission for the time being. I crane my neck to see past the hood of his car. Ken's bike is on its side, smoke billowing out of the engine. The black skid mark shows where we veered off the road. I notice he's following my gaze and quickly try to grab his attention. Thanks for checking. I'm actually alright. So, he scans me up and down a few times and closes his notepad, sighing to himself. Mr. Grey, it was just you on that bike, yes? My heart stops. Yes, just me. His eyelids lower, disappointed. You sure? Yeah. I see. Oh, just another coincidence then. Wait, what? You see, the bike he is almost an identical match to one that got stolen a few months back. You're from around these parts. Shamrock, right? That was the wrong answer. He takes his glasses off, tucking them in his collar. Possum, are you being fully honest with me? I am. It's just... we're friends, right? I'm being friendly, aren't I? That's... He closes the distance between us, hand on his belt. The silver Griffith's pistol catches the light. I just want to be sure everyone's being honest here. I freeze up. Anyhow, there's no reason for me to hold you. I went ahead and turned the motor off before I could overheat. You need a lift? Next time over is a bit of a stretch. I have some rope in my trunk you want to tie your bike to there. No. I mean, I'll be fine, honest. Alrighty. Have a good night, Mr. Grey. He turns to open his door and I breathe a sigh of relief. I see why Jesse was so averse to dealing with cops. Oh, one more thing. Yes? There's a killer around these parts. Wonder if you had seen someone that fit the profile. He's a biker too. Really? That's awful. What's he look like? Cat, black as sin. He's riding a bike just like yours. Nobody like that around here. He's armed and dangerous, Poss. If you know anything, be sure to let someone in town know. We've got contact points all over the county, so we're bound to find him. Hope you find him. Alright, I'll leave you be. He steps into his car and starts the engine. Finally. Oh, one last thing. God damn it. Yes? There's a roadhouse up yonder. It's called the Salty Dog, right outside of town. We pass them trekking into town. You can fill your belly and stay the night if you have to. Well, thanks, I'll consider it. Bless your heart. He waves me through the window as he speeds off. I wait until he's full out of sight before collapsing to my knees. Fuck. Took all my energy not to crack. He could smell the bullshit from a mile away. There's no way they're considering what Ken did murder, right? So that means... Yo. Ah! He bumps me from behind with a knee. God, do you ever shut up? Ken. You did a good job stalling him. He almost looked right at me. Would you been able to? He points at his glowing eyes and I nod. All right, cats have those reflecty things. Reflecty? You sure you didn't hit your head? Oh, shut up. He helps me to my feet and we walk over to his bike. I expected him to be pissed off, but he nonchalantly flips it upright. Sorry. Well, enough. It's not like it's really mine. So you stabbed that kid for nothing? Did you hear everything me and the cop talked about? Oh, I bet some pieces. You mumble. Right. Do you believe him over me? It's not like that. It's fine. If you were stringing me along, you'd have to be one hell of a mastermind to go this far. So you still think that, huh? He checks the damage, sneering at the additional scratch paint. First rule of living on the lam, trust no one. And the other rules? Rule number 2, don't ask questions. You're so predictable. Thanks. Come on, we have a long walk ahead of us. I sigh and follow behind him, feeling of the twinge of guilt when I see him trying to hide a limp from the crash. No amount of stress could have created a hallucination that vivid. Had to have been Virgil's doing. Does that mean he's the one making Ken act crazy too? That'd be awfully convenient. It's impossible to tell what's real and what isn't around here. Ken is hard to read, but he seems to honour loyalty. As long as I stay on his good side and respect his boundaries, I should be safe. If the cops suddenly show up and he's backed against the wall, there's no telling what he'd do. What's up? Oh, nothing. Just Okay. I don't need a reason to go okay? Shut up. Jesus, fine. Never mind, I already missed Jesse and Colt. Speaking of... hey. What? Isn't it weird the other guys didn't come back to check on us? They couldn't have been too far ahead. He shrugs. I don't know, maybe they've smart decided to ditch us. What? There's no way. They saw what we did. Anybody with 2 brain cells would save themselves. Hold up. We? He rolls his eyes. You know what I meant. Anyways, a ton of reasons. We might have stopped that roadhouse to wait for us. Or run out of gas. Right. They're your friends, not mine. If they didn't give a shit about me, they wouldn't let you get implicated. My friends? After such a short amount of time? Golly. Thanks. I needed to hear that. Make everything so fucking corny. But you're welcome. We mostly walk in silence for the next hour, Ken occasionally humming to himself. The speed of these bikes can't be understated. I couldn't appreciate the beauty of the open road until just now. The rosy glow of a rising sun in the distance starts to bleed through the clouds and I hear Ken yawn. It must be at least 5 a.m. My sleep schedule is never going to recover, is it? Hey, I'll get used to it. I really don't want to. Am I seeing shit? Huh? Look over there. I strain my eyes and see a bus stop a few yards away from us. Didn't know there were buses out this way. There aren't. As we get closer, I can see it's completely run down. The only thing left standing being the stop sign and a wooden bench. Bizarre. At least we can take a break. He scoffs as I rub my sore calves. We gotta get you some real boots. Your shoes will get torn to shreds at this rate. I nod, glancing at his footwear. Your boots are pretty stylish. Oh, just the boots? I give you a real compliment, you just call me a faggot again. Or maybe. Let's find out. I take a seat and give myself a second to choose my words carefully. Well, the boots are both functional and look good with the rest of your outfit. I know the chaps are for protection, but they also frame your hips and assets nicely. Anyway, your jacket fits well and the quilted lining breaks up all the leather. Lastly, your gold jewellery suits your dark fur very well. All around you look great. What? Oh, nothing. Oh, thanks, I guess. You're welcome. Thought I'd be grossed out having a guy compliment me. I guess you're different. Don't like you looking at my junk, though. It's kind of hard to ignore. Your pants are way too tight. Not to mention you went out of your way to strip for me last night. Oh, whatever. Wait, you hear something? I close my eyes and hear the familiar rumble of motorcycles coming from our left. Yeah, what should we do? I know I can really hide. Just stay on your guard. I nod, defensively putting the bike between myself and the road. We wait anxiously as the sound approaches the bend. Two figures come into view, bathed in shadow from the rising sun behind them. Wait, look! Huh. It's Colt and Jesse. They came back for us. I can make out Colt's smiling face as he waves at me, while Jesse breathes a sigh of relief. They pull up next to us and it takes all my restraint not to run up and hug them. He came back. I was getting worried. What's wrong? Jesse glares at Ken, who pretends not to notice. Oh, right. I promise he'll behave. I know that's wishful thinking, but there's really no proper defence here. Huh? Oh, that's not the reason we took so long. He elbows Jesse in the side, breaking his silent standoff with the cat. Ahem. You two wouldn't have realised it coming from that away. What are you talking about? Jesse points to the road behind us. Every time we try to ride that way, we end up back at this bus stop. What? That's impossible. We just walk through there and no other roads that... Of course it's impossible. That's why we're stumped. We tried going back all a few times, but nothing worked. Everyone staying behind was watching go over the horizon, just to end up behind me. Just like those trees in the Golden Place. Guess Virgil only has so many tricks up his sleeve. Can't explain why, but I think I know what's going on here. Or rather, who's behind it. Who? That don't make a lick of sense. I know, but even harder to believe I explain why I know. I just do. Alright. Colt. He shrugs, walking over to gently punch my shoulder. Sorry, doesn't seem like the lion type. That'll have grown on you, buddy. The Martin beams at me while Jesse slaps his forehead in exasperation. And you cat, you've been awful quiet. Ken sucks his teeth, shrugging as well. I'm as stumped as you lot. Doesn't do us any good to stick around here. Ray says there's a place for us to stay up that way. Take it you didn't try to leave? Of course not. We don't abandon our people, even if they do cause a ruckus. He speaks that last part through gritted teeth. Never has to be your people, water rat. What are you just... Guys, let's just focus on getting to the rest stop, okay? Save your fighting for later. I'm me. The Otto straightens out his vest for hopping back on his bike. Oh, our bike got totaled. Do you mind walking? So I'll leave now, wait another day for your precious boss to drive on foot. If he survives that long. Alright, point taken. Colt'll be fine. You could use the exercise anyhow. You're getting too soft. Why, you soft? Jess and I chuckle as the little guy chases him around. Ken's already walking ahead and soon we all follow. We draw an approach and I try to mentally prepare for whatever can possibly happen now that I know Virgil is watching us. As we walk, I notice the other two gradually distance themselves from Ken. Could just be a coincidence, but... no, I can't really blame them given what happened. They're only sticking with us because they trust me. Jesse keeps talking about being responsible for others on the road and getting me home, but Colt, his motivation's a little harder to understand. I wonder what made him change his mind about me. He spots me staring at him. I offer a friendly wave. He hides his eyes under his cap and bashfully waves back. Weird. Anyway, something definitely feels off. The air is thick with uncertainty and I can tell the others have started to notice. Nobody dares break the silence with conversation or merriment, nor the cars pass us on the road either. Feeling we're being guided by something is all too obvious. There's nothing we can really do about it. The sun continues rising as we walk, shining right in our faces. I raise my hand to shield my face from the blinding light that stings my sleep-deprived eyes. Somehow, getting less rest than usual actually makes me feel more energized. I'm sure I'll crash once we get to wherever we're going, but it's helping to make this seemingly endless journey easier. I notice everyone's stopped, standing under a large shadow. I take the opportunity to give my eyes a break and move under it. Hey guys, we taking a break? Everyone's silent. Guys? I follow their eyes to the giant billboard casting a shadow over us. You are now entering Wandering Pines, ND, where tradition lives on. That can't be right? ND? North Dakota? That's impossible. What the hell? Thought Channel was supposed to be due east. There's no way we got this off course. Ken's already looking away by the time I turn to him for answers. You know something, Cat? Jesse pushes past us, getting his face, chest puffed out. We went on course it's because of that stunt, you poor boy. I don't know what you... He moves faster than expected with on his sides and grabs Ken by the collar. I ran out of patience, Cat. What is going on? Jesse starts to lift him off the ground. Jess, stop! I have to keep moving. Fighting isn't going to fix anything right now. Fine. He drops Ken and dusts off his hands, scooping up Colt as the two head back to their bikes. Ken pretends to be unbothered. As I get closer, I see he's shaking. Hey. Can't even look at me. I whisper so only we can hear. If you know something, just tell me. His contemplative expression switches back to indifference and he growls as he pushes past me. Ken! It's always like this. So what is it always like? Is Ken bad at keeping company, or is there something else going on which we will find out in the next episode? Either way, we'll find out in the next episode of Burrows when we do Ken's route, which will be sometime not too
early next year, maybe late January. February will definitely be coming back and seeing what's going on with Ken and the rest of them. But I hope you enjoyed that one. Coming up next weekend, we have more from the smoke room. William got an update, so that will be the next video coming out. So Will's update in the smoke room. We'll see what's going on in 1915 Echo. Won't be anything during the week, but I hope the week after to actually get a short video out midweek as well. And then we have something new just before Christmas for you all. But that is it for Burrows for now, and as always before I go, I want to say thank you to all my donors on Ko-fi and Patreon. You are very much appreciated. And my top patrons, I have to say special thanks to Kartek, Cobras Visser, Bastian, Brian Hall, Tiger Cup, Ida Corval, Dissonance, Grizz, Spiderling, Kopi, Cindy Dragawolf, Evan King, Exact, Aaron Fox, Mohammed Al Zamel, Andy Peng, Samuto, Omar, Nova Starburn, Harvest Mouse Productions, Bieka, Rafu, and Fluffy. So thanks to all of you for supporting the channel. And which reminds me, I do need to get going on something I have planned for the channel. You probably won't see it now till next year, but I do need to get going on a small thing for it. So thanks for watching until we return to Echo in 1915 next week. Bye for now.